everyone, and welcome to Dimes with Dara on the Joy Slot podcast, brought to you by IrishSportsDaily.com. I am Greg Flammang, and that is Dara Buckets. We're back. We're so back.
We're so back.
We are so back. We have an update for you on where Dara will be spending her next few months professionally. She is, again, not in the continental United States. She is somewhere else. She is off in Europe. We're going to talk about that. We also have Cass Prosper on the show today. They're gearing up for their basketball season. Their schedule was just released. So that means we're back in the swing of things. Football is back. Basketball is back. So we're going to be doing a bunch of shows. It's going to be very exciting. We're very excited to talk to Cass today. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in. If you like what you hear, please hit that like button. Please hit subscribe. Please hit the notification bell so whenever it is we are releasing a video or a show. Obviously, it's difficult, right? Dara, you're out in tell everybody where you are and the news that you have going on right now.
Okay. So like 2-ish weeks ago, I was waiting to see still where I was going to go overseas. And then they were like, okay, it's Greece. You can't tell. And I'm in a city called Thessaloniki, a very big basketball city. Obviously, Athens is a very big basketball city too. But I'm in the other main city of Greece, the second biggest city in Greece. And I am along the water. I'm near a ton of pretty beaches and just surrounded by what seems to be already such a great culture and great people. It's amazing. Obviously, Greece is on a lot of people's lists that travel to Europe and play professional sports. So, I mean, I'm just so happy to be here. This is my third day here in Thessaloniki, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
You're loving it, living your best life. Probably not sleeping very much because the time change is very odd. But look, we're very excited, right? And we're excited to have you back, right? Obviously, as your professional career goes on, we support that. We're big fans of all that. And so we're going to follow the journey. We're going to follow the women's basketball journey. But as always, the show, Dara, is brought to you by ESQ Clothing, seen on all your Notre Dame favorite Notre Dame players and coaches. Founded by Notre Dame alum Ga Wang, ESQ is your go-to spot for the best handmade custom suits, sport coats, tuxedo shirts, and more. ESQ's master tailors combine next-level craftsmanship with the finest fabrics to deliver a fit that's built just for you. Now with showrooms both downtown Chicago and in Winnetka. Book your custom fitting at esqclothing.com. Mention ISD at your appointment and get 10% off your entire purchase. Dara, I have good news. They have a new luxury dress tee, which I'm very excited about. I'm very excited about the dress tees because, you know, it's very fashionable, especially when, not to date myself or age myself, but when you're like my age, you want to wear like nice stuff, but you don't need to be as formal as like a dress shirt or something like that. They've got custom tees that look good. They look luxury, right? They look like, okay,
you can dress them up and down.
I'm still a serious person, right? But also I'm comfortable and hanging out at this party or whatever it might be. So head over to esqclothing.com, mention ISD and get 10% off. Dara.
Yes.
Women's basketball, ton of turnover, right? You lose Leah Tuking. You lose Maddie Westbell. You lose Liza Carlin. You lose Sonia Citron, who's absolutely lighting up the WNBA right now. It's so great to see, like, just her like thriving out there and being like that kind of, like, you know how they say him, like she is kind of her for her team. And like, you can't be more excited about, you know, her prospects and how she's playing out there. So that's very exciting. But lots of new faces for the women's basketball team. What are your thoughts on it and what they've done in the portal?
Yeah, I've so much has happened in the past year. Like our last podcast, looking forward to now, is insane.
Yes.
They did some work in the portal, which I am excited about. I heard a lot of good things about workouts and practices this week. The team is looking really good, which is very exciting. And it's nice to see some other people, like we'll talk about this more on the podcast, but step into different roles, which I always have confidence in all of the women on the team, but I'm very excited. Even, you know, Hannah was a leader last year, but this year she has even bigger responsibility. And I think that it will work in their favor because obviously they lost a lot, nobody is expecting them to come in and, have this big checklist and this big resume. But usually that works in your favor.
Yeah.
Because, they always teach us at Notre Dame, nobody else has to believe in us but us. And I think that this year, we'll live up to that, saying a lot for them. I'm excited for them. I think they're really good, especially in the guard area. So I'm excited to see what they can do.
Yeah, we'll go over the portal entries right now. So Kelly Radigan from Loyola, Maryland, she transferred in. South Bend, Connor Radigan's sister, so that was kind of a big thing for the Radigan family. Vanessa De Jesus, a guard out of Duke. She is a graduate senior. Malaya Cowles, forward, graduate senior from Wake Forest. And Ayana Moore, a guard from Vanderbilt, and Gisela Sanchez, a forward from Kansas State. So those are going to be the additions that Notre Dame has brought in. We'll talk more about them as things get going here. But right now, we want to get to Cass Prosper and have a conversation with her about leadership and growing into that role and everything else that's going on with women's basketball right now. So stay tuned for Cass. Cass Prosper is on the show. Thank you, Cass, for being here. I wanted to talk first about you going into a leadership role. You're a junior now, or you're a senior now. Your junior eligibility. You have another year after this, but this is kind of the first time where you're not kind of like a younger role player on the team. You're now stepping into a leadership role. Your team has lost a lot of senior leaders, right? Players that were frontline players. Maddie Westbeld, Leah Tu King, Liza Carlin, Sonia Citron, and Olivia Miles left the program. And now you're kind of an elder on that team, and the players are going to look to you to be a leader. You've also been in the program a lot longer than some of the grad transfers that came in. What has that transition been like for you as far as taking on kind of a leadership role within the program?
Yeah, it's been a really, really good transition. I would say I've grown a lot since taking on the role. I think I've had great leaders that came before me. So like observing Maddie, Liza lead, I really got a good understanding of what to do, what not to do, what works. And this year it was really about like, we had so many new transfers. So it's like, okay, how can I develop a new relationship and build off of that with everyone individually, and then make everyone come together and build that chemistry. That was the biggest part for me. And I'm a very social person, and I think I connect with people on like a deeper level than just, oh, what are we going to be like on the court? So really like thinking about, okay, who are you as a person, and how can we get to know each other outside of just basketball? And that's really how I feel like I've grown into the role. Yeah.
Was that a natural move for you, or is it something you kind of had to work on? Do you feel like it was something you were looking forward to, or it's just like, hey, something I need to really work at?
Yeah. I think it was pretty natural. I knew like with all the seniors leaving that I was going to have to step up. And when the opportunity came for me to do that, I just took it on. I would say with me, Hannah, and KK being the three that stayed, we knew that we were going to have to like set the stage and set the foundation for all the transfers coming in. So that's what we did early on. So I knew like from the beginning of the summer, I was going to have to be that voice, be the leader, lead by example, lead in every way I can so that everyone can feel that Notre Dame is their home, really.
Yeah. Dara, I know you've kind of been a part of transitions like this before. What are some of the things that players do to get themselves ready to go? And then you can kind of ask Cass about like how she's prepared for this.
Like from a leadership standpoint?
Yeah, just like how you kind of center yourself to be, because like I think to lead others, you got to be centered on your own kind of thing. Sure. And like for me, when I remember when I went through this on the teams that I was on, like I had to get myself right before I could then go on to lead other people.
Yeah, I think the first thing I thought about when you said that is the cool thing about Notre Dame, and Cass touched on this, is that there's so many powerful leaders that come before you. And even like Nielle for me was such a big influence and a big leader because we started at Notre Dame in her first year. And I was kind of like thrown into the fire with a brand new group. And in order to be a good leader, you don't have to have the best performance and the best day, but your foundation always has to be the same. So you have to show up and always do what you're expected to do. And that doesn't mean putting the ball in the basket, because that's just inevitably not going to happen every single day.
Yeah.
But if your foundation is solid, it allows the others around you to respect you and follow in that lead. So they know that even if it's not your best day, you're always going to have your best foot forward. You're going to try your hardest, and you're going to put the team first. And that goes for any day of the week, whether it's a good day or a bad day. And I think that I was confident in what I was doing. I knew I had a big role, and I knew that if I was going to tell somebody what to do, I better have come on the court before or after and did the same thing. But what's cool for Cass is that I remember like her first day on campus, and it was like, oh my goodness, like this is our baby Cass on the team. Like, so it's insane, like to see her now, like going to be a big part of that leadership role. But she, from day one, I remember like having conversations with her. She one day came up to me, it was just us, and our team was going through a little bit of adversity. And it's like this, her like second week there. And she's like, what can I do better? I want to be able to help. And this is her trying to figure out life, like as an early enrollee in college, coming from, another country in Canada. Everything is it's a change for her. But she just has like a yearning for wanting to be better, but for a group. And I think that now it's just nice to see her like as she's better for herself. So now she can be better for everybody else. I think because of how much she learned last year, everybody knows it's not a secret. There was adversity on the team, and it makes it that much better, and it makes you want to do it that much more, coming off of, maybe also having a sour taste in your mouth from last season, thinking we should have accomplished more. And maybe leadership was part of the reason that she did it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Dara mentioned like the transition from when you were younger to now, right? How have you grown as a person, and what have you done to initiate that growth in terms of just like where you were as a early enrollee that Dara mentioned
Cass,
to now?
Talk about when you were out, like when you were injured and you could see
so
everything.
I was going to get to that. So you last year, well, no, it's fine. We can do it now. But last year we were, you played in every game. You were, I think you were the only player that played in every game. And the year before you had missed pretty much the whole season through an injury. So I wanted to talk about that specifically, but you can, how being out, what that did for you. And then you were able to play the whole season. And now you lead into a year where you're going to be counted on as a team leader.
Well, I'll start coming in mid-year. Definitely something that I knew was going to be challenging, and I wanted that for myself. And I knew Notre Dame was going to be a program where we had great players and then great coaching staff. So I knew I was going to be in an environment where I could grow from the start and just get better. But I think being 17 with like 20-year-olds, 22-year-olds, I had to learn quick that like everybody's really on their own journey. And we're doing this together, but everyone is there first and foremost. Like they chose Notre Dame for themselves.
Yeah.
Because that's how you get recruited, all of that stuff. So going into my sophomore year, I was coming off from playing Team Canada in the summer, and then I got hurt, stress fracture on my right shin. And I had the option to either do a surgery, which would get me back in 10 weeks, or I could let it heal naturally, and that could take up to 4-6 months. You really didn't know. Right. So it was definitely like a battle within me, because I was like, I want to get back to my team, and I could do that in 10 weeks, but do I want a rod in my leg for the rest of my life? Really? Yeah. And I had never like taken a break from basketball. Like I had to really be out of basketball for a whole year, basically. So I made a decision to heal naturally, because I thought, well, I knew that if I didn't take this time right now, like it would come back and bite me. Like I just know, like when a challenge presents itself and you just take the easier, quicker way out, it's going to keep happening over and over again. And I was like, I'm going to take this right now, and I'm going to learn as much as I can from it. So of course, being in a sideline, you see the game differently. You find a different kind of gratitude for playing the game. But I would say the biggest thing is I realized that basketball is what I love, and I love my teammates and I love my team, but it's not who I am. And that was the biggest, I would say, like revelation from like the whole injury, is that I realized that I'm so much more than an athlete. And then that makes the game so much lighter because you just play with so much peace. So came back, and it was going into the Olympics summer. So like I was like, I got to get back so I can play in the Olympics and, you know, fulfill a dream of mine. So
for sure.
I did that, and that was just an amazing experience. And then came back to Notre Dame, and our team, I mean, last year we were stacked, just completely stacked. I knew that my role was going to be very different, because we had so many seniors, so many great players. And it was like, how can I help my team achieve what we're supposed to achieve? In whichever way that means, I had to really put my ego aside. And I hope, like, for me, it was like, I'm putting my ego aside, so I hope that everyone does too. And that's not really what happened. But at the same time, I think I learned again that like the way that the leadership was done, I was able to reflect on that and then think about this season. How do I want to do it? Really? How do I want to lead my players? How do I want, like, it can't be about selfishness, egos. It got to really be about the team and what we can accomplish. And I love this year because we are underdogs, you know, like we're not expected to be this great team like last year. But the biggest part that's different for me is how everyone is just like, they're just hard workers. Like everyone just works hard, and practice is not always like pretty. Kind of like Dara said, like it's not about making shots. It's just the standard that you set for yourself, and then everyone is going to follow regardless. So for me, it's been really about seeing last year for what it was and not being satisfied with that, but at the same time learning from it so that I can really like set the standard for myself. And then knowing that if I can be so in tune with how I feel, how I want to lead, how I want my performance to be this year, everyone is going to have to rise to that level too. So that's what I've been doing.
How do you set expectations for yourself then, going into a season like this?
I don't think I would call them expectations. I would call them goals. I would say for me, it's really just the confidence part. Like if I know I can do it, then I'm going to do it. And if I'm not doing it, it's because I didn't think I could do it in the first place. So setting that, like, this is what you want to do, this is what you can do, and this is what you're going to do. And just knowing in my head it's going to happen. And the same way with the team, it's just setting our goals from the start and just working every day to achieve that, but not having it as like, we have to do it. Just knowing that this is the standard for us.
It's interesting because that was the word I was going to use. I was listening to you and it sounded like, oh, she's talking about a standard that she's going to hold herself to in the program too. How do you go about then, like, reinforcing that standard within like the new players that are coming in, right? Like, cause it's interesting because I feel like you have an ownership over the program that maybe players who come in, you know, are grad transfers don't have, just because they haven't been around, right? It's a kind of a natural thing, but they're older as well. Like, how do you import the standard on players who are experienced within college basketball with not experienced within your program?
Yeah. The biggest thing I've done is welcoming everyone to be like, listen, yes, I'm a leader. Yes, I know Notre Dame best, but we're not perfect. So all of you guys' perspectives, experiences matter and are as valuable as whatever I'm saying. So I don't think it's about like telling them what to do, because that's not what a leader does. Like, it's about like being like, this is how we've done it. This is how I think we should do it. And like, what do you guys think? Like, it's not like, for a quick example, it's like, it's not about what I want to eat after practice. What do we all want to eat? Because if I'm the only one eating, like, what's the point of this? So making sure that everyone is valued in a way that like your voice matters just as much as mine. And that's what has been successful so far for our team this summer.
Yeah. Dara, what's that? What's that process like? How difficult is something like that for integrating
It's
transfers
hard.
like that? Yeah.
It's hard, and it's also hard when you consider other things about Notre Dame outside of basketball. Like that standard is the same in like on every avenue at Notre Dame. So you're expected to perform in the classroom, you're expected to take care of yourself and handle the reputation of Notre Dame, and you're also expected to perform on the court. Um, but I think that it sets the people from the transfer portal that are coming in up well, because it's like we can't just recruit any and everybody. You have
Mhm.
to recruit specific people that want to be here, that are Notre Dame people. And usually we luck out. I mean, my first year was very, very hard because I don't think we had Notre Dame people on our team. And that was a grind as a leader, the hardest thing as a leader I've ever had to do. Uh, but I think Niel's principles help a lot. I think, Cass, you can
Mhm.
also touch on this, like the love, accountability, and respect one, like fits into everything that you just said about everybody's experiences matter. And I just keep going back to that foundation. Like that's what I would say. You show up every day, you do what you're expected to do, and you're a good teammate.
Mhm.
There's nobody that's like, I can't curse right now. I'm trying to think of like lack of better words, but like that doesn't fit in at Notre Dame women's basketball, and it just never works like that.
Mhm.
Uh, and I think right now it's easy, right, Cass, because there's no games, and it's
Mhm.
not it's not halfway through the third quarter against a team that's ranked below you guys and nobody's making a shot,
Yeah.
you know?
Mhm.
But that's why like the early preseason stuff like this matters, because then you know how to connect with everybody. Everybody's voice matters. So now you have a relationship with everybody on the team personally, because like you said before, you can't lead everybody the same way.
Yeah.
So when new people come in and you're all trying to achieve the same collective goal, you have to understand one another on a personal level. Because, for example, like I probably couldn't talk to somebody else the same way I could talk to you, Cass. And that
Mhm.
doesn't mean I can scream at Cass and then I have to whisper to somebody else. It doesn't matter. Like everybody's different. So when you have that connection on a personal level, like singular with each individual, it makes it that much easier for the foundation to come in and to achieve the collective goal.
Mhm. And I'll also add, like Coach Abby talks about trust so much,
Mhm.
and it's like we have to trust that we're going to do the little things so that we can actually do the big ones. And it starts with coaching staff, like providing scheduling. Like it's just the little things. And then us, okay, answering messages. Like it's the little things like that that make the team, like the foundation needs to be laid out from the start. And trusting that we're going to have each other's back on the little things. And then when we get to a game, okay, yeah, I know you'll have my help because I've always been able to trust you leading up to this. And if I can't trust you, let's address it and let's fix it and let's understand why I can't. Like head on, just figure it out.
Right. Even when it's difficult, because some of those
Mhm.
conversations get difficult. But if everyone's under the same foundation, if you have to snap at somebody like, hey, get your head out of your, you know what? And then they can be like, I trust her. I know it's not coming from
Mhm.
a bad place. And it makes it that much easier, especially during the difficult times.
Yeah.
Cass, you mentioned that basketball isn't all your whole identity. It's what you love and it's what you do, but it's not who you are. I want to get into that, but a little bit of your background for people. So you do have a basketball background within your family. You have a brother who plays for the Dallas Mavericks.
Now
Your
he's
mom.
playing for Memphis. He
Oh,
got
he's at Memphis
I
now.
see way.
yeah, he got traded yesterday. So
Oh, well,
yes.
we need to talk to someone about updating that bio because the
Yeah.
bio is not. It happened yesterday. Come on, we got to get on that stuff.
Yes.
He plays for Memphis now. You've got a brother who plays for Memphis. Your mom played college basketball at Manhattan College and Concordia, and your dad played at Concordia as well. So you
Mhm.
do have basketball in your blood. But you weren't always a basketball player as a youth, and you did the thing that I think is very highly recommended. This probably was pushed by your parents and your family. you played lots of sports as a youth. 10 years old, you were you were recognized as one of the fastest sprinters in the Northeast, and you're considered sticking with track. Talk about that. Like, do you still have, because like to me, I ran track and then I moved on to football, but I always considered myself a track athlete. I wonder if you kind of still have that mindset.
So the thing with track, so I love track, and I always played basketball at the same time. Like I did, talked about it, soccer, I did tennis, I did everything, and it was track and basketball, and track was number one. I think a part of me was like, I don't want to do like everybody else in my family. Let me make track like this bit, and I was really good at it. I was just really fast, and I remember, I think I want to say like 12, and I took a summer off from track because there was this like big summer tournament that was happening in Quebec. And I was like, let me focus on basketball for the summer. And I came back and I was finishing like third, fourth in races. And I was like, if I'm not going to be first, I don't want to do it. And the thing with track is that it's very individual. Like you got to go, you train. Yeah, you have like a club, but it's very like individual. And I was like, you know, when you're like a kid, like the team aspect, like your teammates, your friends, is just the best thing in the world. So transitioning to that, like just stop like fighting myself and be like, you know what, Cass, like you actually do love basketball. You just don't want to be like your mom and your dad. And also my parents were like my coaches. So it's like, they're always in my, and I'm like, yeah, okay. But they're always there. So that's really how track kind of like faded away.
Yeah. It's funny, like that's such a sprinter mentality too. Like a distance runner, like 1,500, 3,200, whatever it might be. Like it's very PR focused. Like, what was my time? The sprinter, it's like if I'm third or fourth, then forget it. I'm not doing this to be third or fourth. If I'm not winning, then it's a waste of my time. It's like it's such a sprinter thing. That's great. That's what sprinting is. But so you mentioned like that you kind of found the time away from basketball when you were hurt. You kind of found like, okay, like basketball is what I love, but it's not kind of who I am. Like what I guess what is that thing that you kind of discovered in you about just like who you are and kind of growing into I mean, this is what it is to grow into an adult, right? And just kind of be like a full functioning, person. To kind of talk about that, like that kind of enlightenment.
Yeah. A lot of self-reflections. I think for me, it was like a time of just, I was able to reset. So like mindfulness wise, I think that's really the period where I think I developed like a love for like cooking and like healthy foods, because I was like, what things can I eat to make my bones stronger? Like that's all I was thinking about. And I was like, okay, matcha green tea is supposed to be good for your bones, so let me try matcha. Like it was just like that kind of mindset. It wasn't even on purpose of like, I want to eat healthy because I want to stay. Yeah, of course I wanted to stay fit. Like I would go swim in the mornings just because I was like trying to do something. But it was like, what can I eat to actually like help my body heal? What can I do? What like trauma can I heal to like help my body feel lighter? What can I do outside of just work out like I've always done to help like my soul and my spirit just feel more like in tune with my body? Because my body's breaking down and that's on me. I didn't listen to my body. So it's like, how can I help my body so that it doesn't happen in the future? How can I listen to my body? How can I like really like listen to how I feel? And even like in a period of like, my teammates, like we won the AC championship, and that was it was a great like moment because, I was so proud of us, but like I didn't do it.
Yeah.
I had to realize like I did play a role in that, of course, and it wouldn't be the same without me there, but there's still a part of me that's like I want to win the ACC championship. You know what I mean? On the court. And it's just dealing with all these emotions and just like having to deal with it. And you can't really talk to people about it because they don't really know what you're going through. And you want to be happy for them too. You don't want to put that on them. But you got to deal with those things by yourself. And that's part of like the growth and the process. And the selflessness. Like I had to be a great teammate, and I've never really had to do that. And I learned to do that. And now, like as a leader, all these experiences matter so much. And now I can actually connect with everyone and like value those connections.
Yeah. I feel like Dara, you went through something very similar to that, where it's
she was like speaking to me just now. That's funny. Yeah, because Cass, when you guys won the ACC regular season at Louisville and you guys FaceTimed me, that's exactly how I felt. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy for them. I'm not even in the locker room with them. Like I'm FaceTiming them from my ice machine. But it's all a part of the journey. It's all a part of the experience. And look at what, maybe you weren't on the court when that happened, but look at everything that injury and that time away from basketball taught you about yourself, because the identity crisis thing is a real thing.
Yeah.
Like,
it's gonna hit no matter what. Like no matter, it's gonna hit you.
Yeah. And it's hard. Oh my gosh, it's hard because it's like most of all the ups and downs that you go through are because of that orange ball. Your hardest times and your lowest times are because of that object, which is insane to think about. But it is like it's not, because you dedicate literally your soul to it. And I mean, Cass, we could talk for days about this because everything that you said I highly relate to, but the appreciation is so different. And when like no one talks about the feeling when you're forced to find other things about yourself that actually matter more than basketball, like your mental well-being itself. No one talks about like when you wake up and you make the best juice ever or matcha and you have all your vitamins and the start to your day, how good that makes you feel. And then, I mean, like, I don't want to take the words out of your mouth. So tell me, I wrote this question down for you. When you make your juice, right, or matcha, whatever it is that I see on Instagram, and I have one more question for you after this. Yes. How does it translate? Like after you drink the juice and you do whatever you need to do to calm the mind and the mind and the soul first, excuse me, then like the physical exhaustion that comes from your body, how much easier is it when you already have your foundation where your mind and your soul are aligned? How do you also align the body after?
Dara, oh my gosh. Okay, so I could talk about this for days, but the power in getting up and taking care of myself first is just insane. So like getting up, making my coffee, matcha, juice, and journaling, and just like being like in such a present state with myself where I can just, how are you feeling today? Like, how did you sleep? Like that, I can't really describe like how it will just set my day to like I'll just be in like a peaceful state all day just because
you're aware of you, because everything else around you like tries to mess with that and is temporary, but your foundation of your mind and your soul are not temporary.
And if you could see like my journaling like throughout the last like I would say 3 years, because that's when I've been doing it consistently, like you can just see like the changes in like who I am, and like I'm so proud of you. Like just little things like that of like I actually got a tattoo and it was like I love you in French, and it's like I love me. But it was like I had to be that internally, and then I was able to like physically put it on my arm.
Right.
But I've had to love myself first internally and like really embody that before I could actually do it physically. And that's really how I see it. It's like, if I can just be who I want to become internally right now, like I know it's going to happen. The same thing with like cutting my hair. Like
that's the next question I was going to ask you.
Like just cutting my hair was, oh my God, I can't even like you know me, Dara, but like I dyed my hair blonde, and I thought it was I was like, this is my color. Like I'm never changing my hair. Like this is like a light brown. It was really pretty. And then this summer I really like completely changed, like completely, like you wouldn't recognize me, like Dara, for real. I'm being so for real. Like you wouldn't recognize me. And I just was like, I don't really want to have like all this fakeness to me. Like I was like, I want to go back to like my pure state. And I was like, I'm just gonna chop my hair. Like I don't care. I was like, at this point, I don't even care about like, I feel so good internally. Like it doesn't matter what I like look. And I was like, it's gonna enhance like my appearance because like I'm just glowing from the inside. And I knew that.
Like radiating. I was talking about it with my sister. I was like, I mean, forget her hair. Like, obviously, we were like, Cass's hair looks amazing, but I was like, she's wearing that hair. Like, your aura, your ambiance, like everything that you give now is so different than you gave 2 years ago. Like 2 years ago, you were just, oh my God, I'm just trying to figure everything out. Like, what is going on? Like, there's so many loose screws. Like, you, I mean, I can't, like, you're amazing. Like, it is so cool to see your growth. And then, you know, you met your bestie, Hannah, like, I'm just like, love following. I'm so sad, obviously, that I'm still not there with you and we're not teammates, but like, now it's your time. And like, oh my gosh, it's just so amazing. And it makes me that much more excited, you know, to see you on the court, fresh start, new teammates, good vibes. Like, this is your year for sure. No doubt. Yeah.
I feel like it's just from the sound of it, you know, the act of solving your own problem when you were hurt, just like active, because I think it's the kind of the first time, because I remember a similar thing happened to me when like you're younger and you're an athlete and everything's kind of done for you, right? You're just kind of there playing and you're not like, so all the problems you solve are within your sport, but like every other problem outside of your life, like it's your parents, you know, and that support system. And then you go off to college and you get hurt. It's kind of like you said, like the machine goes on without you. And that's very difficult, right? Like when the program goes on and they have success and it's like, I'm here and I have to solve my own problem. And then when you do that, it's like you said with the cooking, like you had to learn, like, what do I need to do to better myself, to better my body on my own, right? My parents aren't here, right? Like no one is here. And it's like, it's just me that I have to do this. And so like, it sounds to me like the empowerment of that, and you kind of like, hey, I solved this. And then that builds off of everything else, right? Whether it's juicing or whether it's journaling. And all of a sudden, like you just kind of take off from a growth standpoint.
And you just trust yourself. That's really, I think the biggest part is like, I learned to trust myself because I was in so many moments where it was just me, you know, and I had to figure it out. Like you know, Hannah was having the most amazing year of her life. And I was like, I need to support her and just be so proud of her. And at the same time, I can't play. So it's like, I had to just like deal with all these emotions and like really like make the best out of it. It was so good for me. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I would like, it was the best thing that could have happened for me for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know, that's the journeys of a college athlete, right? I mean, that's kind of the experience. And I feel like Notre Dame kind of does this, Dara. I mean, does Notre Dame kind of push this along? Maybe I don't at like other places, like kind of like because you talk about Notre Dame a lot.
Same.
Yeah, like I feel like Notre Dame kind of aids in this kind of growth in a way that people don't really anticipate even when they show up.
Yeah, I think, and I still think about this all the time. Like, obviously, I had an impact on people when I was in a basketball uniform at Notre Dame and I was performing to people's likings. But I actually think I affected more people when I got hurt. And it's because of the Notre Dame community. And I think it was how I handled myself, which I will credit. I think I did a good job. I think I did a really good job throughout the injury by letting it teach me what it was supposed to teach me. And it was the hardest part because some days I really wanted to quit, but those days are the ones that I remember. And the community itself is like, it's just such good people and good vibes, people that deserve to be there because they work so hard, but they're even better people outside of what they do. It's really hard to explain to people that haven't experienced it. And that's why people either love Notre Dame or hate Notre Dame. And I feel like the people that hate Notre Dame didn't experience it for what it truly was. And when I got hurt, like I had prayer blankets, I had flowers at my door every day for the next 3 weeks from somebody else. I had little girls coming up to me, giving me letters at the games, and I was in a nursing home scooter, and people were still treating me that way. It was hard to believe because I was losing my identity. Like, oh my gosh, do I actually deserve all of this? I thought I was like just a basketball player that people loved, like to watch me put the ball in the basket. Um, and it even after, like, I had rehab every single day with Anne. Like, yes, like it was ethically the right thing to do, but did she have to do that? No. Jarrett spent after hours with me in the weight room. Los was on the court with me. Niel fed me every day. I lived with my sister. I don't think I get that anywhere else in the country.
I also, I want to add, Dara, like coming in as a 17, I don't know how many years older, like 4 years older than me, something like that.
We don't have to talk about it.
Anyways, so
it was her, not me.
Like, he was obviously the leader, and to see like your teammate, your friend go through something so, like, we saw the injury, like we were there, and she picked herself back up so well. And I know that it wasn't like that behind closed doors, like I know, but to see like if she can be this strong after like a traumatic event like this, where her body is just broke down on her, like as a team, we have to step up. And she was such a good leader that it was like, she's still the leader, regardless of if she's on the court or not. You know what I mean? She showed up every day with the same strength and like voice, she would scream, like just the same power as if she was on the court. And like, I got to see her like rehab throughout like the last like 2 years. And like the fact that she's playing right now is like insane. Like people don't know like what it was when she first came back. Like it was just, it's insane.
So bad. Yeah.
So I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
That's
wonderful. My gosh. I love this podcast. It might be my favorite one.
I think, I mean, there is a dog. Like I know just based on like having done the podcast with her, like what that experience was. And like, just, I mean, not to give Dara a whole bunch of flowers. She had a bunch left at her door. I guess we're going to do that on the podcast here. But okay. I just think like, just the what you were doing with the play-by-play stuff too, like early in the pod, when we were like doing play-by-play stuff and you were doing sideline stuff, had no idea what you were doing. And you were like, you were really good at it too, which was like kind of insane how good at it you were without having a ton of experience.
But that's like kudos to Notre Dame in that area too. Like, first of all, my friends in the production room as soon as I got hurt, they cut it. Most people don't do that at Notre Dame. Of course they did. And the second I got hurt, I had all of Fighting Irish Media. Like, how can we help you? We want to build your media resume. We have this, and this set up for you. Come be the MC at every football game. And I was like, oh my gosh, like it is crazy. I really am like more than a basketball player, but Notre Dame helped me realize that. So
yeah. As we wrap up here, Cass, where is the basketball team at with their preseason and then when the season kicks off? I know the schedule was just released.
Yes. We are at a really good spot. We actually started like defense yesterday. So practices are hard, which is perfect for this time of year. Everybody is on one, all the coaches, which is really great. I touched on that earlier, but everyone just works hard. So like, I really have no complaints. Like my team, we are just hard workers. We are like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter really how talented we are. It's really about and we are actually talented, which is like what people don't talk about. It's like, oh, they're not as talented as that. No, we actually are talented and we work hard. So we'll see what happens. I know what's going to happen, but I'll let everyone see it.
That's what I said before we got on. It doesn't matter who else knows it as long as you guys know it.
Yes.
We will stay tuned for that. We're very much looking forward to it. So, Cass, thank you very much for coming on the show. It was a great conversation. We had a lot of fun. We're going to be tracking your progress this year. We're going to be tracking the women's basketball team's progress as well. So, thank you everyone for tuning in today. If you like what you heard, hit that like, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. So, whatever it is, we are going live. Dara and I will be back soon with more women's basketball content. And so, we'll talk to you soon, everybody. What do we do, Dara?
Get buckets.
Get buckets.
Yeah.
Get buckets.